All right, so I don't want to waste your time. Basically, I was scrolling through YouTube and I've been watching a bunch of fishing videos recently, and some of these guys catch a crap ton of fluke, whatever the heck, literally any species, and they fish the same spots that we all fish. So I was thinking, is it something that they're doing? And I do this because some guys will say that it's their technique that's catching all the fish, when in reality they're just trying to sell it to you. I don't know, you know what I mean. Or could it be the fact that some fish pile up on certain spots more than others, and they know that and they guard it with their life? That's basically what I wanted to look into today. We've got some footage from my family vacation. We were on the bay a lot of the time, and then I also went to the beach real quick. And before this, I had no idea what the answer to the question was of whether or not it was technique that actually caught the fish or spot. So I just went straight to the source. Why did you bite on July 24th? Gosh darn it. Anyways, we're gonna get started. We're on my uncle's boat. Just some quick background info of the area. We're in a bay right now, and this bay is pretty interesting, honestly, because it's just flat, like dead flat. There's nothing going on there. I wasn't even getting snagged on anything, so there's literally nothing on the bottom for the fish to hold up on and pile up. But something will pop up later in the video that's gonna allow these fish to pile up and for me to catch them. Now, fishing this kind of a rig with a single jig is a lot different than fishing it on the beach. You are drifting on a boat, so what you want to do is cast into the direction that you're drifting into. And what this is going to allow you to do is get the jig to the bottom, even if it's super light. You could fish this in 20 feet of water if you're drifting. It works, no problem. You're going to cast it as far out. You're not really going to feel it hit the bottom. It's just kind of a feeling thing that you get. All you're going to do is just pop it and reel in the slack. And this works, which we're going to see here in a second.
Run the tape, run the tape.
Oh, it's a fluke.
What is it?
The littlest fluke ever.
Oh, that is a short.
I snagged him too. Don't even want it. I'm deleting the footage.
It was hilarious. I was
That's
like, no,
funny.
that's not the right boat for you. But he was like, I don't care. This is the boat. I was like,
I went home and told Mary.
There's one. I think it's a fluke.
All right, baby. Get the fucking net ready.
Yeah, not big enough. That's a good sign, though.
That is. That's a good sign. That's a decent fish. We're getting closer.
oh,
Nick.
look at that.
We're
Moving
getting
up.
closer, Nick.
Getting closer.
Don't do anything different.
I can't fucking work this fucking thing.
There's one.
How come it does it for you, but it won't do it for me?
User error.
I got a fluke on you.
Food?
Yeah. Oh, it's better.
There you go, baby.
Oh, that might be a keeper.
Nah, I think he's probably like 15.
Big.
Bigger than the last one.
Worth the measure.
Yeah, man. Would you say you don't want to show anybody?
Yeah.
See, that's all the fishermen. They're all the same. It's like nobody. Don't let them see them. Don't let anybody see us pulling fish up. Fucking have people buy it.
Yeah, people come on the beach. They'll come right up.
It's true.
Right up.
No one
Right
gives
up
a
to you.
shit.
As soon as I caught that skate, there were like 5 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck were all these people when I...
Weakfish.
Oh. Fucking A, man.
They're all the same.
Fucking Nick is carrying all the weight here today.
Listen, what can I say?
Like a fucking straight line flat.
That's why we just did. Water for that.
What the hell is this?
Another weak fish.
Even smaller. Wow.
Friggin' weekies. My mouth dropped. I was like, holy shit. Was the instructor. Fuck.
You told me about that.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It really was. It was spooky too. It was like literally like.
Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a spot. It's a croaker or something.
One of those?
You got a spot. Barbie fish.
Yeah.
As size
Yeah.
is concerned. You know what? he had to give up the harbor because it was too big for him to handle.
Really?
You need like 4 people at a minimum to take that boat out of the marina. Nick, caught another fish.
Weak.
Fish.
Yeah, weakfish.
The weakies.
Any bites up there or what?
Not after that last one, no. Oh. Now I got one. I got one now. Now that you said it. Little fluke.
Ooh, another flounder. That.
Oh, what did he spit up?
Damn.
Sea robin.
What, 2 fish in one? That's a 2.
He almost spined me. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Never seen that before. Now we would go on to catch a bunch more fish, and we actually found some weak fish, which is pretty interesting. I had never caught one before this, so that's always nice. But the thing to point out here, to try and answer the question of whether it's technique or location that actually catches fish, is the fact that we were getting no bites before I switched. And then the guy in the back of the boat that's fishing, who was my uncle's friend, he never switched to what I was using, and he caught absolutely nothing. So obviously something that I did completely changed the way that the fish reacted to the bait, I guess. It could have been something with the popping or the fall of that jerk shad, because it does fall if you tie the right knot, which is a loop knot. So obviously presentation and technique affected the fishing here. I did offer to set my uncle's friend up with whatever I was using, but he did not want to use it. I guess he didn't have faith in the 19-year-old fisherman. Most guys on the beach don't even listen to me anyway, so fair enough to them. I do a lot of stupid stuff. The fish were very spread out here too. There was nothing to pile them up, like I said before, but it was still consistent. There was no point in time where I was just getting a bunch of bites. It was just very consistent. So yeah, that's basically the end of the first trip. We did very good, or well, I did very good. I don't say that to inflate my ego or whatever thing, but I mean, I did catch all the fish. So, and obviously technique was the key to catching all the fish today. I also hit the beach when I got home, so we'll watch a little bit of that. I'm just using the same thing that I was using on the boat, just on the beach. We'll see what I catch here. What the hell is this? I don't know what we got here. Oh, it's a big fluke. It's a keeper, I think. Oh shit. I think that's a keeper right there. Yeah, that's a keeper. Not even paying attention. That's a close one. Oh, I got him in the tongue. They always bleed in the tongue. Yeah, 18 and a half. That'll go in the bag. All right, so now we're on day 2, and day 2 is a completely different day, even though we're at the same spot. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So I like to fish on the bow of the boat just because I could see everything with a turn of my body. It's really nice, and my uncle's boat is super high up off the water, and that's actually gonna hurt me real bad later on in the video. You'll see what I mean. Not physically, but it's actually kind of funny. I'll tell a story about it in a second. The huge school over there.
What, bait fish?
Yeah.
Where?
Right, dead ahead, 12 o'clock.
You want to stay here or you want to move?
Oh yeah.
I mean, are we all reeled up? Can we just move over there real quick?
Slightly, yeah.
It's like 30 yards that way. But we found a big school of peanut bunker. You could find them by just looking at the top of the water, and you'll see little ripples, and sometimes they jump. And I told my uncle to go drive up to them, because in my mind I thought there's nothing here for the fish to like ambush on or whatever. They're just gonna be under them just pouncing. That's at least what I thought, and my theory was correct. Yet my stupidity ruined the entire moment. So what I mean by that is I had the bright idea of thinking I would put my camera on once we catch some fish, which is just not something you want to do, especially when you're trying to make some YouTube videos. And if you couldn't see, my camera goes right here. That'll come in play once we have to land a fish. I hooked into a nice huge fluke, not huge, it was like 20 inches, but for me that's pretty big. That's the thumbnail fish. Of course I didn't get it on film. I'll actually tell the story right now. So I was reeling in the fish, you know, all hell is breaking loose because it's a pretty nice one. And we don't have a net, of course. It's not a day of fishing without a net. So what I had to do was lean over the edge of the boat to try and get the fish. My uncle throws me like a gardening glove for extra grip. So I lean over the side of the boat, and my uncle's boat has a lot of freeboard, which is basically the side of the boat. So I don't know, it was like a couple of feet at least, I don't know. And I had to bend over, my feet came up out of the air, and I was trying to get the fish. And if you didn't know, my camera goes right here, and it was starting to slide down. So I am very, very glad I did not have the camera on there, because we would not be talking right now. I would have lost all the footage. So I guess it's kind of a blessing, but we did land the fish, which is why you see the picture in the thumbnail. I just thought that was a good story. And then 2 minutes later, my uncle comes out of the cabin with this giant gaff, which I could have just like that and got the fish, whatever. So why does the peanut bunker school matter to this whole spot thing? Well, my dad and the other guy were actually catching fish. So, I mean, and they were using the dropper loop rig, which wasn't catching fish on day one. So the fact that we could find feeding fish in a spot where there was literally nothing going on besides that bait school is pretty good. It shows that being in the right spot can actually help you catch fish, even if you're not using the greatest technique for catching fluke. Big fluke too. Now I will say I did catch more than them. I'm not saying that because I'm the best, but it just shows that combining good technique and a good spot that you know there's fish on will give you the greatest day of fishing that you could have. Now I am gonna cook up this huge, no, I keep saying huge, it's not a huge fluke. Some guy got pissed off because I said like catching a giant fluke on gulp or whatever, and he got mad. He's like, where are the giants? I was like, you're so cool. Okay, so once you got your fluke all filleted up, it's super easy. You just go down the middle of the fish and fillet it from the inside out. It literally, it just couldn't get easier. It is hard the first couple of times, but once you do it, it's just so easy. And it's fun, it's really satisfying too. See ya. Now, I'm not a chef, so don't try anything you see here at home. Basically, I just threw a bunch of crap from the fridge into a bowl. So I got like an onion, jalapeno, a mango, and some lime juice, and I threw it all into a bowl and called it salsa, if that's what you want to call it. I wanted something like fresh to go on top of the fish. And then I just threw the fluke in totally plain, just with a big ass knob of butter, because like, what the heck? Why not? The fluke only needs like a couple of minutes on each side. The one thing I'm good at is not overcooking the fish. It's something that like you don't want to mess up. If there's one thing to not mess up, it's don't overcook the fish, because it's gonna taste, or not. It's not gonna taste bad. It's just the texture is gonna be not as good as you want it to be. So yeah, basically I just cooked up the fish, threw all the crap on top, salt. That's it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Mango, onion, jalapeno, lime. I guess, is that salsa? I don't know. If I had to guess, this is gonna be 8.7 out of 10. Let's try and get everything in one bite. Cheers. Like, I don't even want to talk. I'm just gonna eat. There's something about mango and fish. It's got to be one of the best combos. To sum up the entire video, you want to have good technique, but there are certain times, like if you could find feeding fish, specifically if they're eating bait, they're more likely to eat anything. I don't mean anything like a piece of steak, which I have seen on the beach before. There was some guy on the beach. His rod tip was actually, it was missing the tip. I asked him, what are you using for bait? He's like, oh, I'm using meat. I was like, oh, he probably just like cut up a bluefish or something and threw it on the hook. Okay, that's normal. But no, he was using I don't even know what kind of a steak it was. It was a big ass chunk of steak and he was just throwing it out. I don't know what the heck was going on. You'll get a lot of that stuff as you get closer to the city. Yeah, get good technique. You can watch some of my other videos if you want to learn actually how to fish the way I fish. Or you could watch some of the other channels that do the same exact thing. Because, you know, there's about like 6,000 other channels that do the exact same thing. So that's all I got. Hope this helped. And I'll see you in like, what, 6 months at this point. I'm actually going to start trying to post more, just not in this style of content. Unless you guys like it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, see ya.